All right, Shalom. Let me see. Yep. Shalom, we the Brothers of Great Millstone, Church of Birmingham, Alabama. As always, want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Yeah, that would be the correct name of the Heavenly Father's beloved Son and the Holy Spirit in the ancient Hebrew tongue. I also want to give double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, must do honors and respect to the sincere brethren out there that's laboring in his work. Continually pushing out the gospel in all true faith and sincerity. And I also want to say shalom to you believers out there, those amongst you brothers and sisters, the Akim and Aqua that subscribe to this truth as well. So as you see, the title is the epic fall of Esau. Real quick, let's look up the word epic. Because indeed this is monumental right here, man. Now, this sitting is inspired in part by videos that's been surfacing of these devils literally jumping out of damn 100-story buildings, and I was hoping I could have shared a link with y'all so y'all could see it, but it's real graphic, and these devils is jumping to their death, man. They literally falling out of power, man. Literally. And see, these things is happening because Yahweh Shema Shah is plaguing these demons, man. All right, the so-called white man is being plagued through dreams. The prophets, they hear this message that's going forth. And one thing about the so-called white man, he always have been looking over his shoulder ever since he have come into power. That's why their whole thing is having a strong military, a strong defense system. You know what I mean? Because they know in their spirit they stepped on so many damn toes to get where they at. And when they look at Jake, they that's why you see Esau, they'll give you this smile because they know how they can fuck you, man. And the last thing Esau want to see is a pissed off Jake.
Right.
Because they know everything they did to you. So overall, these devils, they feel that overwhelming presence. Matter of fact, give me Ezekiel 35 as well. And we're gonna start at the top. So you got that definition?
Yeah, they ain't really
give me much on that.
A long poem, typically one derived from ancient oral tradition.
Oh, okay.
I know I'm spelling it right, EPIC,
Yep.
right? You know what I mean? So that's just let me see if I can find it. Etymology.
Yeah, go to that. While you get it, give me Ezekiel 35. Start at the top, up.
Okay. This book Ezekiel 35. So like this book Ezekiel 35 verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it.
Okay.
And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, on Mount Seir, I am against thee, I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord.
Right, so it says, set thy face against Mount Seir, right? So Mount Seir is interchangeable with Esau, Edom, and the so-called white man. Like you have Israel, and we are considered Mount Zion, the government of memorial, meaning that the Lord have remembered his people. But But then you have Mount Seir, which is Esau, so-called white man. So the Lord said, prophesy against these devils. So this message is meant to fall on the ears of you damn Edomites as well, man. You know? Go ahead.
It says verse 3, it says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, on Mount Seir, and I'm against thee.
Yep.
I will stretch out my hand against thee.
Right, so the Lord said he's against the so-called white man. You know, and how does that have to feel, you know, for you to find out that the highest power conceivable is against you, man? And that's why when you read Genesis, the 4th chapter, Cain, what was his whole thing? Man, how could I bear this? Matter of fact, let's hold that on there. Right. And that's where we at, man. These devils are not able to bear the judgment that's being prepared for them, man. You see America, these cities is pretty much empty. You know, the luster and the glow of America, the shine is being taken away. The America as these damn Edomites know it is not the same. You know, them bopping up and down the damn block with a damn Starbucks cup, you know? Damn laptop and Starbucks. That's taken away, man.
That's right.
You know?
Yep.
And the harsh reality of the kingdom coming in is being thrust into your face, man. That's where we at. All right, continue up.
It says, continuing on, it says, I will stretch out my hand against thee.
Right, the Lord says he's going to stretch out his hand against thee. Go ahead.
And I will make thee most desolate.
And that's where we at. Right now, we're in a time where Edom is becoming desolate. You got to remember, everything with Yahweh Shema Shai is a process, man. Nothing is just this emphatic, you know, a move, you know, erratic, just, an erupt move. Nothing is erupt and just, it is always a process. When you consider everything from the trees, you know, you plant a seed, then it grows. It don't just sprout out of the ground into a mulberry tree or a person or even animals. They start off, a cat started off as a kitten, you know, a dog started off as a puppy, and it grows gradually. You see? So that's the desolation of Esau. Yeah, we know ultimately it's going to come in the form of those ICBM missiles, right? But yet, it's going to be a slow process, a methodical, surgical strike. Go ahead,
Verse 5, it says, because thou hast, like, verse 4, like, it says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate.
Yeah, see, I will lay thy cities waste. And that's going to ultimately be made manifest when those missiles hit, but it's also taking place now, man. Oh, I was watching, man, they had a drone over the cities in America. Man, this place finished, man. Nothing going on. and we can see it for ourselves. And I'm pretty sure you brothers and sisters out there can attest to that. Your city, your downtown area is not how it used to be. You know, you might have was. You know, I know downtown Birmingham. Shit, you had to find parking spots. Man, now you good, man. You know, you can park wherever you want. You know, you know. Go ahead,
It says because thou hast perpetual hatred.
Now the Lord is giving you the reason why. We you know, it's just like you being arrested, you been apprehended, you been brought up on charges. You know, the cops got you in handcuffs. What I do, sir? Well, you ran a red light or you committed a certain crime. So that's what the Lord is doing. He's telling you why these things is happening, man. Because you had a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Because thou had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity,
Go ahead.
in the time their iniquity had an end.
Read.
It says, thus, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I'll prepare thee unto blood.
Right, so the Lord swore by himself that he's prepared you unto blood. And Esau know that in their spirit. You know? Go ahead.
It says, I'll prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
See, and blood shall pursue thee, and that's the point. These devils looking over their shoulder. Ever since they came into power, they have had this overwhelming feeling of something is on their heels, man. And guess what? It's judgment. You know? So read that part again, now.
It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
And blood shall pursue thee. See? Blood is on your heels. Go ahead.
It says, since thou hast not hated blood, it says, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
See? Yeah, all right, now give me what you got.
Okay, kind. This is.
You have another precept before you got that?
Yeah, I got a quick precept.
Right.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 49 and 13. For I have sworn by myself, said the Lord, that Bosra shall become a desolation.
Right, and Bosra, that's when you go into Bosra, that's a city in Edom, the capital city, right? So what would that translate to today? America. America is the capital city for the so-called white man. This is pretty much the throne, the base for these devils. So this Bosra right here is referring to right now here in America. Go ahead.
It says, for I have sworn by myself, said the Lord, that Bosra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste.
See that? And all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. And now again, we know that ultimately that's going to be made manifest when World War III has ran its course. But that's talking about, we're in the beginning stages of that now, man. This place is a waste, man. It's desolation. All right?
Yep.
So what you're witnessing right now is an epic fall. America, you know, has been reduced to rubble. Pretty much a damn third world country, man, in a lot of cases, man.
Yep.
You know? Whereas it was just the glory of kingdoms. You know? So that's the work of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Somebody hold Isaiah the 47th chapter. What you're witnessing is prophecy, man. All right, so now let's get what you got real quick.
Yeah, this Genesis chapter 4 and 13. And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear.
Right, so Cain, we all know that Cain was Esau in the Esau was Cain in the reincarnation, right? Now, as this lesson is titled, The Epic Fall of Esau, which ties into Babylon. Because again, Babylon is an extension of the so-called white man. This is his baby. You know, this is his throne. Matter of fact, like in the words of my shop, this is his baby. Matter of fact, give me what's that where it say old Babylon that should be destroyed? Psalm. Yeah, give me that real quick. Get that real quick. All right, I know you got more over here.
Yeah, God. It says
but before you go, read that again.
God. He said, and Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear.
Right, so you got to ask yourself, why do the so-called white man go above and beyond the call of duty to hide his true identity? Hey, you can't blame Esau. Who want to be Esau? Who want to be? Who want to be Esau, man?
God.
The scriptures telling you that this man is the one whom Yahweh Shemel Shah will have an indignation with forever, man. You know, good. That tells you is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of Yahweh Shemel Shah. So white man has that lot, man.
God.
Man, they have a lot that's hard to bear.
As a side note,
go ahead.
It says, on the side it says, "Or my iniquity is greater than that it may be forgiven."
Woo! So his iniquity won't be forgiven. It's greater. Man, this man has a serious lot. He has a serious burden to bear, man. That's why you see him jumping out of buildings. That's why you see him offering themselves. When they see America falling, that's a sign that they falling, man. Because this is their protection here, man. This is their hedge of protection. That's why, you know, they feel safe because and they are boasting it, you know, we got the greatest military, you know. Well, that's their sanctuary, man. They don't have Yahweh outside to lean on. You know? So now with that being taken away, they bugging out. And you see why? Because it's Yahweh Shah himself fighting against you devils. So what that was I called for? Get that real quick. And we're going to show you how the fall of Esau, through the spirit, that the fall of Esau is the fall of America. It's interchangeable. It complements one another. All right? So the very fact that, for an example, the stock market closing, when these devils look at the paper or they look at these different news outlet, media, alternative media outlets, and they see that the unemployment is through the roof, or you know, the Dow is plummeting. Hey, that's a hit on their confidence. That's a hit on their well-being. They know that that's a signal of them falling out of power. So go ahead.
Come Psalms 137:7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom and the day of Jerusalem.
Right. So now we in our day. There's an old saying, every dog has his day, right? So King David said, remember the children of Edom, which would mean the remnant, those who are walking the planet Earth right now. You know, remember they ass in the day of Jerusalem. Go ahead.
It says, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Yeah, that's going into the history. In the time of the Babylonian Empire, they pretty much hand us over to the Babylonians. You know, when we was high, we'll get away from the Babylonians and them devils snitch us out. You know, go ahead.
It says, O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed.
Now it says, O daughter of Babylon. So you see in the same breath, the children of Edom is in the same breath with O daughter of Babylon. That's how we know that when you read. Matter of fact, give me Isaiah 47.
Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
And this is how we know that this Babylon right here is not talking about ancient Babylon, which would be geographical Iraq. All right? No, this is talking about America, man. That's why it says, come down, O daughter of Babylon. Now, why did the scripture refer to this Babylon as the daughter? Because the daughter comes after you.
Right.
You know? So that proved that this Babylon came after ancient Babylon. Go ahead.
It says, sit on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
There is no throne.
Right. You see? There's no throne. You have been reduced to, you have went from sugar to shit overnight, man. America has. Because when you look at this thing, the grand scheme of things, this was a very short run. When you read Revelation, the 20th chapter, you know, with that Job, Wisdom of Solomon 2, Job, let's say, the triumphant of the wicked, short. This was a short run. It was a flash of the pan. It was nothing more than a spark, man. See? So now, you know, you had that, it's like a star. You flare, and you make that quick dissension. But that happened with Esau, the so-called white man in this kingdom, man. Yeah, go ahead. Get what you got real quick.
God, this Job chapter 18 and 12. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side.
Yeah, destruction is ready. Destruction is waiting. Destruction is looming and lurking in the shadows. Wait, and you can feel that. Esau can feel it. You Americans can feel that. You can feel something lurking in the shadows, man. All right? And that's why we were just speaking on this off the record. Hey, the Pentagon is ordering 1,000 damn body bags, man. I just did a video where it was a spinoff from the Ark video. That was a good find, right? Because right now you got and even Trump came out and said the White House briefed the nation by saying, "Look, we're expecting 100,000 to 240, extra 40. No, where the fuck they come from? The extra 40, but 100,000 to 240,000. They're expecting these deaths. All right, they put out this spirit of anticipating a mass death. All right. Well, guess what? That's that destruction that's looming. That's being prepared. That's waiting on you. All right. So let's go back here real quick.
It's finishing up in Isaiah 47 and 1. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Right. Yeah. America. You people don't enjoy America no more. You can't go to happy hour no more, man. You can't go to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch LeBron James and talk shit. You know, or go to the club, go to the pool hall, wherever, man. That's the form of America not being called tender and delicate anymore, man. You know? All right, go ahead. That was it?
Berkeley.
No, that was it.
Quick precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah 14 and verse 2. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
Right, I would ascend into heaven. Heaven in this case would be a position, you know, a certain level, a status. It's not talking about, the spiritual being Satan. He rounded up a band of disgruntled angels and they came against you. How about he was chased out of the heaven, man. No, that's talking about you devils. You had a peak, you know. You had your rise to power. Now you're on the way down. Which Lord will. Is that Psalms 75? I think. What it says? 73. 73. Yeah, hold that. Go ahead.
It says, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also in the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Yeah, and that's what the so-called white man is attempting to do in the form of this New World Order. Case in point, trying to have all the inhabitants of the planet Earth chip is a form of them trying to be like the Most High. They want to control your coming and going, man. You know, they want to be able to, really read your spirit. You know, because they put that chip in your brain, they can alter you, they can shut you down. You know, all of a sudden you sleeping at 8 o'clock. You know, that's the diabolical plans of the so-called white man. They're trying to be like the Most High. Go ahead, Up.
It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
So that proves right there that this heaven and hell is not, you know, this place with this idea that was conjured up, you know, going back to Greek mythology. It's a condition. I think it tells you that, I believe that Psalms, the 7th chapter, I believe, it go into that, I think Psalm like 7 and 2, I believe, where it said, hell could pass me about, you know? Then when you go into, I believe is that Matthew 16, or, no, not that one, but it said Capernaum.
Oh yeah, brought down the hell, yep.
It should be brought down to hell, you know? All right, so that was it on that?
Yeah,
all right, come on.
Yeah, that song. This Psalm 73 and 18. It says, surely thou didst set them in slippery places.
Right, meaning you reach your peak. When you consider a mountain, which all these governments is considered what? Mountains. Right. Now, a mountain, it has, you know, this slope, right? So when you reach the top of the mountain, you're at the top of the slope, and that's a slippery place. When you're at the very top, you got to be careful. It can't be too much activity going on with you. When you're at the top of a mountain, you got to sit, man. But the so-called white man was at the top of the mountain, creating all this havoc, all this activity. So the Lord put him in a slippery place, set him on the slippery slope. Go ahead, read that again.
It says, surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction.
Yeah, the Lord cast them down, and that's the spirit. Well, we saw Satan falling as lightning, you know what I mean, from that building. That's the norm right now.
God.
Matter of fact, before we go any further, let's prove that you can pull up that information we got.
Oh yeah, God.
And we ain't gonna read into it, we're gonna just read the headline. And we're gonna show you how this is all spiritual. Everything that's happening, the current events, it all can be filtered through the Holy Scriptures, man. You know?
God. So
we're gonna read this headline, and first before you read it, what's the date on it?
The date?
Or what's the year this came out?
January 30, 2020.
This came out in 2020, right? So this is an updated statistic, okay? This is an updated piece of form of information. This ain't 2016. This ain't 2017, 2013. This is 2020, right? Go ahead.
This is from the economist.com. It says America's suicide rate has increased for 13 years in a row.
Now, pay attention. It says America's suicide rate has increased for 13 years in a row. Now, when you go into that, by what would you call it? By nationality, so to speak, the so-called white man is running away with those statistics. That ain't Jake. That ain't the so-called natives, man. Or Issachar, man. That ain't even Moab or Ham or no shit. That's Esau, right? But the point is, it says for 13 years in a row. Now, when you do the math, you subtract 13 from 20. What is it? 7. When did the apostles come on the internet? 2007. So since 2007 to the present time, Esau been offering themselves. Why? Because the spirit of power, that overwhelming spirit of Yahweh Shah has taken hold of the planet Earth, man. So you can't make this up. Again, since 2007 to the period of where we at now, suicide rates has skyrocketed, man. So for 13 years in a row, the suicide rate has been peaking, man. So we did the math. And it ain't no hard math. 13 from 20 leaves 7. So since 2007, the suicide rate amongst Esau, amongst you Babylonians, it's been through the roof, man.
That's right.
All right? And that proves that when the Lord brought the apostles on the scene on the internet in 2007, that's when this ministry shifted gears and took off. That's when Matthew the 24th chapter and the 14th verse came into play, was fulfilled. That's when Psalms the 19th chapter was fulfilled. Where the Lord used the internet, if you will, and YouTube in particular, as that springboard to prepare this truth throughout the world. So when that happened, Esau started feeling the crunch, man. they start feeling something over their shoulder. Oh shit, that judgment was in pursuit. All right, so everything is in the spirit.
God.
So since we got that out the way, let's go back to where we was at.
Okay, this is Psalm 73:18 again. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places, thou castest them down into destruction.
Right, so the Lord set you up, the Lord raised you up just to bring you down. Give me what's that? Proverbs 16 and 18. Whoever got it, get it.
Yeah, this Proverbs chapter 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction.
Right, so the Lord gives you the chronological order before he take you down. There's pride, you know, and pride is at its height. The so-called white man is really at the height of his pride right now. That's why we know the next step is what? To come crashing down. This guy Trump is pretty much the poster child for the so-called white man. You know, the so-called white man vicariously lives through Trump. You know, he echoes the sentiment of Esau when he said, let's make America great again. He's sharing the thoughts of each and every damn so-called white boy or any woman here on the planet Earth. Matter of fact, get that in Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter real quick. Let's start at the top.
Sirach 10, I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. In what manner of, it's like it says, in what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
So what manner of man the ruler of the city is, which in this case would be Trump, is all those who dwell in the city. See? So he is nothing more than an extension. He's the poster child for the so-called white man. So if he's proud, that means the state of his government is the height of pride. See that? Go ahead.
Verse 3, it says, an unwise king destroyed his people.
Right, and again, that's Trump. So how is he destroying his people? By pushing and promoting. This man has packaged pride, man, and has presented it to the world. That's why these other nations hate Trump, which translates to them hating America. Yep. See? Hey, like if you know anything about gang wars, it could be one guy that you really don't like, but that's gonna cause you to do a drive-by on whoever he represents, man. You know what I mean? That's the best way I can simplify it. But on this global scale, these different nations, they're gonna fuck America up because of this guy. We read it again, huh?
Kind of this on Sirach 10 and verse 3. It's like Sirach 10 and verse 3 says, an unwise king destroyed his people.
See, an unwise king destroyed his people, man. All right, go ahead. This makes more sense when you read that 4 years ago. Yeah. You know, you get it, but it makes more sense now. Everything, you can see where, okay, I see what the scripture said. This is that time. And it's all coming together beautifully, man. Because you can't tell me that this thing is going to just go back to 100% normalcy. Now, the scriptures tell you, for an example, in the days of Noah, they're going to be given in marriage. But guess what? They having marriages live stream, man. Real talk. They having funerals live stream. They live streaming funerals, man. Motherfuckers leaving comments, yeah, that was my boy, man. You know? But they doing that in the West, so everything's coming together beautifully, man. And America's not going to be the America that it once was. It has fallen. That's why the scripture say here, she has fallen in the dust, you know? So when you fall in that dust, that means you ain't no getting back up. All right?
I got a quick precept.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs 16 and 15. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy.
Yep, without remedy. So they're not going to come up with a damn stimulus package plan or, which really when you go into it, it's the elites of this society that's trying to crash this place anyway. And that's a gamble. Yep. You know what they're doing is like it's a high risk, high reward thing. They had the whole, they had to really think about this. And these think tanks and these secret meetings, they were like, shit, man, y'all ready? This all or nothing. We got a whole lot of nuts. We got to hope that this thing works. So it was a huge gamble, but the scriptures say without remedy. All right? And that's a form of desperation, man. You'll blow the building to try to somehow get the insurance money, so to speak. That's a gamble, man. All right, so that was what you had? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, the back Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
So that's the chronological order. So that's why we know there's nothing left for the so-called white man but a haughty fall. And I keep thinking about that video, man. I wish we could show. I don't know if we can show the video, but that's that haughty spirit. You know, and you best believe these devils that's jumping to their death or they commit suicide. Oh, it's cases where these devils is off in the family and off in themselves, man. You know, because they can't go back to that normalcy that they once had. You know, and also a quick honorable mention, and this is beautiful. Everything is beautiful right now. Where you got these quarantines, right, and the domestic violence is going up. You know, the motherfuckers battering their wives and vice versa. You finding out that you hate your spouse. You know, you're in the house with them so long. You know, you're like, oh shit, man, I hate this motherfucker. I didn't even realize that. You know, so that's that perverse spirit being mingled in Egypt. You read Isaiah the 19th chapter. The Lord is taking this place out by the seams. The very fabric of America is now becoming unwoven, you know? So, that was it on that?
Yeah, that was the point.
Let's go to Psalms 37 and start at the very top. So, yeah, this is beautiful times, man, you know? And matter of fact, let's get a precept that's been coming out a lot lately. What's that, 725, Ecclesiastes?
Yeah,
Get that real quick. Sirach.
25, like 25.
25 and 7, yep. So whoever get it first, you bring it up.
This is the book of Sirach 25 and verse 7. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. In the 10th I will order with my tongue. It says, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies.
Yeah, we just saw that. We saw it on all levels. Hey man, one of the videos was so intense, right? Where this motherfucker falling from a building. It was a brawl, right? She was trying to fall and her old man was trying to hold her like, no. And she was fighting away. She was fighting all out of her clothes just to jump. And she finally just jumped, man. She got out of his clutches and jumped, you know? Oh, just down here, I was just sharing with the brothers, down here at the Sheraton Hotel, you had a flight attendant. She was from another state. I think she was from Utah or some shit. She was down here staying overnight. This was before the whole the coronavirus outbreak, for real, you know. She jumped from the damn top floor in the Sheraton, man. You know? And she fell on the second tier of the roof where they had the AC units. And she was fucked up, you know? But you don't see Jake doing that. That's an Esau thing, man. You know, and that's what we read. Read that again.
Somebody out there.
Oh, yeah.
Sirach 25 and 7. There be 9 things.
Oh, that word, that fall.
It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. In the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies.
Yeah, you live to see the fall of the enemy, man. So we see the fall of the so-called white man. You know, these devils, they had a strong grip on the planet Earth, man. And you can see the look on their face. Proud, all right? Just these middle-class, damn so-called white boys, man. And, Robert Trent, golf, fucking, you know, fucking playing golf, man. Caddies and shit, country club, dockers. You know, that shit over with, man. This wasn't a perpetual state, man. And that's why the Lord in his mercy, he exposed them to that. Because even amongst Israel, amongst Jake, they think that this is forever. They didn't know that that was a proverbial light at the end of the tunnel. They didn't know that this was a damn pit stop, man, if you will. This was no more than just a quick shadow. Oh, that's why this place is known as shadow of death. When you consider a shadow is a very fickle thing, man. So much so that if you look at your shadow 1 second, you turn your head, you look again, it's gone. And if it ain't gone, it's in another position. It's changed dramatically. See? So that's the instability of Esau's kingdom, America, man. So now we are in the final stages of the Lord just taking this place out, man. Hey, we so close to Yahweh Shem Yahushua the strong. We real close to the return of our Lord Yahushua, man. And the overthrow of America. All right? Hey, real quick, just to throw it out there, man, you know how our ancestors, man, how much they wanted to see this moment, man. That's why when you read, what's that, Matthew 13, it said, blessed are your eyes, when you see what you see and you hear what you hear. For many great men and prophets desire to see this right here, man. You know? When you think about, for example, this guy, Nat Turner or somebody. Yeah, man, you know how much, man, euphoria this man to feel to see these devils squirming and not having that strong grip of power that they used to have. See? Which he could be reincarnated out here watching this shit. Yeah,
This Luke 10 and 18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
Yeah, you falling from that rulership, you know? So let's go back to Psalms 37.
God, this Psalm 37:1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers.
No. I thought that was yeah. Yep, read that again.
God, in Psalm 37:1, it said, fret not thyself because of evildoers.
Right, fret not thyself because of evildoers. You know, because the scriptures tell you, King David said, I was envy with the wicked. Is that it?
Yep. Envious with the organs of iniquity.
Yeah, see that? We was envious of the so-called white man. We was trying to chase the American dream. We wanted to be like him. He was the status quo, so to speak. You know, he was that goal that you aspired to be like. You wanted to have the summer house in Costa Rica. You wanted to have a villa, you know, out in the islands. You wanted a winter house. You wanted to be featured on damn cribs, you know, or you want, you know, that's the ways of Esau. We was envious of that because we didn't know any better. Go ahead, read.
God. It says, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
And that's where we was at, right? Go ahead.
It said, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass.
Yeah, you're soon gonna be cut down. You're gonna fall. And that's where we at, man. The things that we was reading, these are the desires of the great men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is the desires of the prophets. This is the desires of Israel, man. The kings, the government. You know, and that's good. We were touching on that. This is the government you're involved in, man. This is the next rulership that's set to govern over the planet Earth. All right.
I got a quick precept.
Go ahead.
This Proverbs 23. Start at verse 17. It said, let not thy heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long. It says, for surely there is an end, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. So yeah, man, you don't supposed to envy these sinners, envy the Esau, Edom, because guess what? It's a measure of time these devils gonna rule, and guess what? We pretty much at the end of this thing, man. It's an end to this, man. It's something after America, man. You know what I mean? And our expectation, our hope, it's not going to be cut off. Because I hope it's going to be eternal, man.
I forget that too.
Yeah, come on.
That's right. There's an end. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, man. This is not how things was meant to be. You eating fucking pork, man. It wasn't meant to be like that because the records tell you it wasn't meant to be like that. You think Esau going to somehow trump the intents and purposes of Yahweh Shem Yahushua? The Lord said you're not to eat detestable and abominable food. Furthermore, you're not to celebrate homosexuality for putting to death. You think this is going to be a perpetual state? As if the Lord is going to... Matter of fact, give me, what's that? 2nd Ezra 15, start at the very top. Go ahead,
The first Corinthians 4, get to the point, verse 18. While we look not at the things which are not seen, but at the things which... While we look not at the things which are seen...
Yeah, we're not looking at the things which are seen. And before this coronavirus outbreak, and the landscape of America changing, right? We went putting our stock into this place. Yeah, we had to work. The brothers had to do whatever they had to do to get by, to eat, and, you know, to live in this, you know. Because Yahushua, when you read St. John 17 chapter, Yahushua said, look, I pray to keep them in this world. You know, so we had to coexist with you damn demons out here, right? But we didn't put our stock, we didn't have no 10-year plan, 15-year plan, you know? We ain't look at it like that. And you got a lot of Jake, they got this life insurance shit. Man, you finna be buried in a goddamn plastic coffin. You're not gonna have a damn 11. See how the spirit is? See how bad how about you out Shia? Mother had the insurance all set up. This nigga Rick Ross, he made a statement about his casket being 100,000 some shit. That's what niggas think, cause they ain't got no hope though.
Yeah.
You know? So they think is, you know what, I'm gonna go out in style. But guess what, man? We're in a time now where they got these they got a mobile damn funeral homes, man. Again, you got the Pentagon bringing in, but you gonna leave out of here in a Ziploc bag, man, or one of these damn these funeral coffins, these plastic.
About 2 or 3 of y'all in that.
In that one coffin, yeah.
That motherfucker gonna get cremated. Ain't like they gonna get buried.
Yeah. Oh, you gonna be grind up.
Yeah.
Right.
Rick Ross burgers and shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me get a double Rick, no cheese. You know what I mean?
With extra, yeah.
Double Rick with
No purpose.
It said, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen,
Which is the kingdom. That's what we was looking at the whole time. You know, and even if you don't see it, because the Lord's so bad, the Lord don't let us see it really. We can only imagine. You know, we use the scriptures, of course. We can only imagine the things that's going to be in the kingdom. But the Lord really blocked that information because it's like a surprise.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know? And we look to those things. And how do we look to those things? Even if you don't physically sit down, lay down, and think, when you moan and groan, whenever you see a damn homo, like the Aqua gave a report, they saw a damn 6'6" homo with a wig on. All right, when you complain against that, that's looking at the kingdom.
Yep.
You know? That's looking at the kingdom, knowing that there's something better out there. Go ahead,
It says, for the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
Yep, and the things that are not seen, which is the kingdom, it's eternal, man. And that's what you put your. That's why Yahushua said, store up your treasures in heaven. All right, you still good on my end, huh?
You kind of what? Battery charge.
Oh, okay, yeah, come.
Well, like an 8 or something.
Oh, you already know how.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to go back to Psalm 37.
Yep, we go with that.
All right, here's some start at the top of the game. Psalm 37:1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Yep, go ahead.
For they shall soon be cut down like the grass.
Yep, go ahead.
And
that's why Yahushua said the grass, which is one day here and the next day thrown in the fire.
Yep.
That's dealing with the nuclear missiles, the destruction. Go ahead.
It says, and wither as the green herb.
Oh, and it's withering now. We're in the stages of the withering. This is a withering process, what you're witnessing. This place which was once standing tall, and now it's beginning to lean, it's beginning to slump over. You know, it's being broken. Oh, the broken city. You know, the book of Isaiah, Isaiah 24th chapter. How the city of confusion broken. This place is withering, man. You got something
Quick research. It was Psalm 2:8. It said, let us crown ourselves with rosebuds.
Right, and when you read, this is a bad chapter right here, man. When you read this is Esau, and in particular, the chief house of the nation of Edom, which comes in the form of the international bankers. That's them reasoning with themselves. All right? Understanding that they have a short time. Now go ahead and read that again.
It said, let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered.
See, before they be withered. Meaning, let us live it up. Let us go all out before eventually we dry up. Oh, give me that tree that dry up. Let's get that real quick. So that's where we at. You know what I want to?
Right, did you get something?
Yep, so read this again.
Okay, God. It says, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb.
Yeah, and you're going to wither as the green herb. And withering is a process, you know? And that happens to all people. Like you start off, you know, a baby, you grow into your adolescence, you know, teenager, you go into the young adult, an adult. Then you start to go on a decline, and you start to wither, man. You know, until you just eventually die. That's what happens with kingdoms. But guess what? in the kingdom of heaven, it's gonna be man something that you really can't frame. You can't put into words. It's gonna be a perpetual, everlasting kingdom. It's gonna be all centered around the laws. Oh, that's why we know the law ain't get done away with, because it's gonna be by way of this law that y'all Christians have deemed to be old, and it's gonna be because those very laws we're gonna live forever.
Ooh, that's it.
See? Hang on, man. All right, so let's get what you got.
Kind Ezekiel 17 and 24. It says, and all the trees of the field shall know that I, the Lord, have brought down the high tree.
Yeah, the Lord has brought down the high tree, which is America and the so-called white man. They have been exalted. Go ahead.
And have exalted the low tree.
And we the low tree. You know, we have been exalted. It's like those escalators in the mall. Somebody going down and somebody going up, man. Go ahead.
It says, and have dried up the green tree.
Yo, and have dried up the green tree, meaning America, this place was flourishing. Everything was going right. But what they say in the streets, it's dry. I ain't got nothing else. It's dry. It's dry. Everything drying up. Everything drying up in America, man. All right? Go ahead.
It says, and have made the dry tree to flourish.
Yeah, we was dry. Was we not the dry bones? So now we flourish. See? All right.
It said a little bit more. It says, I, the Lord, have spoken and have done it.
Yep. So the Lord take responsibility for that. All right. So now let's go back.
Psalm 37:3. Trust in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and do good.
Now, wait a minute. Trust in the Lord, man. Do it mean you pacing back and forth in the house? Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. No, man. You trust in the Lord by trusting in this doctrine, man. Why do you think this book was compiled? You think this book was compiled just to collect dust? Just to have the Bible and you just walk around. I love you, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But you don't know what's going on in the book. You trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua by trusting in His word. Case in point, when we tell you through the Spirit that the mark of the beast spoken of in Revelation 13 chapter is actually the RFID microchip. That's trusting in the Lord. We tell you that, look, it's going to be all hell breaking loose in America very soon, which is happening right now. When you trust in that report, like Isaiah said, whoever believes that report, when you trust in that report, you just trust in the Lord. Let's go back to Noah. If they would have trusted in what Noah was saying, they would have trusted in the Lord, and they would have meant their stability and safety. So the trust in the Lord is the trust in the report. It's the trust in the message. See? So go ahead,
It said, trust in the Lord and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed.
Go ahead.
Delight thyself also in the Lord, and He shall give thee the desires of thine heart.
Now, what's the desires of your heart? Mercy. Because, you got a lot of guys, they motivated. It really ain't nothing really wrong with that to a certain extent. You motivated by the things that come with the kingdom. Because you got to have a ruling clan mentality. Right. You're going to have slaves and servants and, all these resources, right? But really, your desire should be mercy. Because in order for you to achieve and require them things, you got to be forgiven first. Right. That's the first step. So what's really the desire of your heart? Mercy. So if the Lord grants you mercy, think about it. If the Lord grants you mercy by default, that means you get the kingdom. See? Go ahead, get what you got.
In Psalm 32 and 1, blessed is he whose transgressions is forgiven.
Yeah, that's the true blessing. Read that again. Take your time. Read that. Let that come out right there.
In Psalm 32 and 1, blessed is he whose transgressions is forgiven.
See, blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven. That's who really blessed. Why? Because that man is actually going to get the kingdom. So you can want the kingdom, you can desire the kingdom, but if you don't have mercy, then you can't get it. So your desire must be mercy. In the back of your mind, you got to be praying, Lord, forgive me, Lord. Have mercy on me. All right, go ahead.
It says, whose sin is covered.
Which that goes into Yahushua when you go into it. Because Yahushua covered the sins of his elect. And there's not one that do good here on the planet. There's no man that can say they ain't sin. So now what? All of us is at the mercy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, go ahead.
It says, blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no God.
Hold up. Read that last part again.
It says, in whose spirit there is no God.
It said, in whose spirit there is no God. Not the outward man, not the flesh. So it's important for the brothers and sisters out there to remember that. Don't be overwhelmed because you go. Everybody go off. The Lord is not judging you on it. He's judging you on the enemy. And that shows you the mercy of the Lord. Matter of fact, give me Psalm 7 and 10 real quick. Because it says, in whose spirit there is no God. And you know what's heavy about that? You ain't taking this flesh with you anyway.
Right.
You taking your spirit. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, this Psalm 7 and 10. My defense is of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart.
See, it saved the upright in heart, which is the inner man. So it's the upright in heart, the inner man, the spirit. That's where your spirit dwells, in your heart and your mind. So that's who the Lord is going to say, the upright in heart. He's going to have mercy. Man, them the scriptures that get you through, man. That's why this book is known as the Comforter, man. You can come into this thing, you can have a zeal, you know. But if you don't have, like I was going to the other, we was all together about, you got to have a certain level of maturity when examining yourself.
Right.
Self-examination requires spiritual maturity. That's a lesson, right? Why? Because you come into, you have a zeal, you want to please the Lord, then all of a sudden you go off. And you say, oh, I could be a man of the Lord. Well, if you knew this scripture, you'll know that the Lord is going to deal with those who inwardly, He's upright in heart. See, in your mind. All right? So, yep, that was it on that. Let's go back.
All right, back to Psalms 37 and 4 again. It says, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart.
Which is mercy, first and foremost. Go ahead.
Commit that
The
way.
sure mercies of David. The house of David, the elect. What's the overtone? Mercy. This is court, man. And we at the mercy of the court. We need mercy. Go ahead.
Commit that way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. It says, and he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgments as the noonday. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his ways.
That's talking about Esau. Don't fret because of this devil, because he prospered in his ways. He had these damn skyscrapers, these condominiums, and you know, man, this is nothing more than a damn enigma. This is an illusion. This will be out of here in a minute. Scripture say, fret not thyself because of them that prosper in their way, because really we catch hell, man. You know, you find yourself in a damn, you know, you might have an apartment or, you know, then these devils got damn houses with elevators, and they got a house, they could change the weather. It get too cold, they go to the damn other side of the world. And here it is, you know what I mean? But that's beautiful in the eyes of the Lord. Because in order for the Lord to raise you up, you must be abased first. All right, yeah, go ahead.
Say, fret not thyself because of him who prosper in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass.
And that proves right there that there's no damn spiritual being out there, you know, in a red splendid suit. Scriptures emphasize that man that brings his wicked devices to pass. And that's what he's doing now. This man bringing that wicked device to pass, man. He's getting ready to goddamn bring a sore slaughter on you people. Go ahead,
God, it says, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil.
Yep, go ahead.
For evildoers shall be cut off.
Yep, so evildoers shall be cut off. Yep.
But those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth.
Yep, and that's dealing with the kingdom of heaven. Matter of fact, somebody hold, what's that, Luke, I think that's Luke the 6th chapter. You can stay where you at,
Okay.
Well, we read it bad, yeah. Continue out while they get it.
Okay,
Luke 6, and I think it started like right at 20th verse. Go ahead, continue.
It says, for yet a little while.
Yeah, in a little while, let's examine that. Let's examine that. It said, yet in a little while, right? That proves that this book was meant for now. Because this was read, that was written so long ago. It wasn't a little while for, you know. It was thousands of years before Esau was gonna have to go out of power. You had the Greek, you know, you had the Greeks had to come into power. You had the Romans. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Then you had America, the beast system. So when it said a little while, that's talking about right now, this very moment. The Lord knew that we was gonna be speaking through this YouTube. We're gonna be breaking the scripture down through the Spirit, and this would make sense now. This is that little while. See, go ahead.
For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be.
See that? So that didn't apply to when Alexander the Greek was around, or, you know, the Roman Empire, because they was gonna be back in power and they were gonna have another run. Them long legs, you know, the legs. You know, that's the longest part of your body. This devil had a very long run, man. And it extended all the way down to the feet and the toes. So we at the toes. So now this the end. This that little while, the pinky toe. That dead pinky toe, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, go ahead, huh?
It said, for yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be, yet thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be.
Yep, meaning he's not going to have rulership anymore. He's not going to have that throne. You know? Go ahead, huh?
It said, but the meek shall inherit the earth.
Yeah, it said, and the meek shall inherit the earth. Now, real quick, can you get that Luke 6? I believe it's Luke 6 and
20. If he's asking, no.
No, let me see. Is that Luke? Yeah, go ahead, get what you got there.
Job 20 and 5, it says, now,
And that was it. Man, yeah, continue.
Job 20 and 4, it says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Yeah, you got it.
Come. And that just go back what the art was saying, man. That this is that little while that the scripture talking about, man. You know that short reign that Esau, Edom, man. You got that.
Yep, go ahead. Matter of fact, go to Matthew 5. Luke the same one too, but Matthew 5 and start at 3. That's it.
This is Matthew 5 and verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Right. So that's that's the natural order of things. In order for you to be raised up, you have to first be at the bottom.
Yep.
And in order for you to be abased, you have to be exalted. See? Go ahead.
Verse 5, it says, blessed are the meek. It's like, blessed are they that mourn.
Right. Blessed are they that mourn. How do we mourn? This don't necessarily mean you moping around crying. When you complain about the wickedness that you see, when you vex with the filthy conversation of the wicked, you have to endure this shit from day to day, man. That's a form of mourning. Oh, these lessons is mourning. Right. All right. that's mourning. Blessed are they that mourn. Go ahead.
It says, blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted.
And we being comforted right now with the scriptures, and ultimately going to be comforted in the kingdom. You got that?
It says, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
Right. So now read this again.
God, Psalm 37 and 11. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace.
So again, we show how the scriptures, the Spirit shows you how the scriptures correlate with one another, complements each other. You got niggas talking about the New Testament ain't valid. You got people saying that the Old Testament is done. No, they complement each other. So we just read what a meek going to inherit the kingdom, and we just read Yahweh speaking about it. All right? So we're gonna go back there where you at. Let's go back over here.
God, it said the wicked plotteth against the just.
And that's where we at. Everything right now that you witness is nothing more than the wicked plotting against us, man. These legislations, the King Alpha Plan, Rex 84, that's all nothing more than these devils waging war against Israel, man. That's what it's about. Go ahead.
The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth.
Yeah, gnash means press upon you. So he's going to press upon you with his military. See? Go ahead.
The Lord shall laugh at him.
Right, the Lord shall laugh at him. Go ahead.
For he seeth that his day is coming.
Yeah, he see that his day is coming. And we're in that time where his day is right around the corner, man. It's right there.
Yep.
Go ahead, up.
It said the wicked have drawn out the sword.
Right, and that's what Trump just did. Trump just drawn out the sword in the form of issuing out, deploying this damn million of troops. That's drawing out the sword. Go ahead.
It said the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy.
See that?
And to slay such as of upright conversation.
Yeah, that's dealing with us. They really want to slay us, man. They're trying to get those who have an upright conversation. Go ahead.
Their sword shall enter into their own heart.
Right, so it's going to flip, the Lord's going to flip the script on them. Right?
And their bows shall be broken.
See that? Now, what verse was that?
Verse 15.
Now, jump down to the 38 verse.
God, this Psalm 37, 38. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together.
See, the transgressors shall be destroyed together. Go ahead.
The end of the wicked shall be cut off.
Yep. Is this the end of the wicked?
That's it.
Alexander the Greek was the beginning of the wicked. That's why when you read, matter of fact, let's prove that. Get Revelation 13 and 2.
Yep.
This is the end of the wicked.
Yep. Revelation chapter 13 and 2. It said, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
And that's dealing with Alexander the Greek. Go ahead.
And his feet, and his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Now your feet is the end of your body. And how is the Lord going to take down this system? It's going to be spearheaded by Russia, which is the bear. So the end of this place is going to come by way of the bear. Go ahead.
It said, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
Yeah, that's going into Britain. You know, go ahead.
And the dragon gave him his power.
And that's the ancient Roman Empire, which gave them their power now. And it really spills over to NATO now. So this is what gives them their power, right?
And his seat and great authority.
So the end of the wicked is going to be cut off.
Yep.
This is his end. You know, he's not going to be able to match the reset button. You know, like he had done in time past. Now let's go back.
God, this Psalm 37, 38, it says, but the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off.
See, go ahead.
But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord.
Yeah, so it's the Lord that's going to deliver us. Read.
He is their strength in the time of trouble.
And that's where we at, man. We're in the time of trouble. So the Lord is our strength. The Lord is going to bring us through. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. That's it.
See that? So now, give me, I think there's Proverbs 14 and 11. And go back to Matthew 5. Give me that Proverbs 14.
All right, God, this Proverbs chapter 14 and 11. It said, the house of the wicked shall be overthrown.
Right, and that's where we at now, man. Go ahead.
It said, the house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish.
Now, that's the two extremes. Right now, while the so-called white man is going down, that's not the be-all, end-all. Like the so-called white man is going down, America going to be destroyed, and that's it. No, there's a vast future out there, man. So as they go down, we come up, okay? And that's what we're going to go to right here. Go ahead.
Matthew 5, this book of Matthew 5, verse 6, it says, blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness.
Now, when you read Isaiah the 55th chapter, it said, those who thirst, come and get this knowledge. Those who hunger, come and get this honey. Well, the Lord said, blessed are us because we hunger and we thirst for this knowledge. See, so let's show that what's going on right now is not a coincidence. Brothers are tuning in to information. That's because you hunger and blessed. You hunger and thirst for knowledge, man. You blessed if that's you. Go ahead, read this again.
Matthew 5 and 6. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled.
Yep, see, go ahead.
It says, blessed are the merciful, for they...
Now, who is the merciful? We the merciful. Because when we tell you that you're an Israelite, and we point you in a direction that leads to your salvation, that's showing mercy. We merciful for that. That's the ultimate act of mercy, man. The men that showed you this truth and gave you insight through the Spirit on how you can receive eternal life and escape the judgment and wrath of Yahweh Shema, that man just showed you mercy through the Spirit. That's the merciful. We the peacemakers. Those scriptures say, blessed are the peacemakers. We the ones that bringing peace to you, man. We the ones that bringing you and your power back together. Yeah, go ahead.
It says, blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy.
You see? So we gonna obtain mercy.
Yep.
That don't mean some nigga like, man, I ain't gonna kill you this time. You better get my. Nah, man, come on, man. No, nigga, believe no. Yeah, go ahead. Nigga with a strap. I'm gonna let you slide this time. Be like, man, you know what? You gonna receive mercy, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We the merciful, man. Go ahead.
It says, blessed are the pure in heart.
Oh, did we not? We just read, the Lord forgiveth those who are upright in heart. They say in the flesh, because you got people out there that can bring all kind of charges on you, man. People in our past can just step out there. I remember that, you know. Lord ain't dealing with that. Lord says, blessed the pure in heart. Go ahead.
It says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Most High.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, blessed are the peacemakers,
See it?
for they shall be called the children of the Most High.
Yeah, the Israelites. Yeah, because we the teachers. We the peacemakers. Again, when we bring you this knowledge, we bringing peace to you.
Showing you how to make peace with the Most High.
Give me that real quick in Romans the 10th chapter.
Okay. Thank you.
You know what I want? I think it's like Romans 10 and started like 14 or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Because those are the real peacemakers. Because again, we bridging that gap between you and the Most High. The Lord used us to bring peace. What is it? Yeah.
Romans 10 and verse 14.
Jump at 13.
Romans 10 and 13. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Verse 14. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in whom they have not heard?
Right, is that what the people? Don't we come in?
That's it.
Don't we come in at, man? The peacemakers, man. Go ahead.
It says, and how shall they believe in whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher?
See, without a preacher. Go ahead.
That's it. It says, and how shall they preach except they be sent?
So that proves the Lord sent us. We can't just come out here and tell you some shit.
Right.
You know, the Lord sealed us with this information and bringing to you, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, as it is written, how beautiful are the
That means it's documented.
Right.
It's sealed.
Right.
You can't do nothing to change this, man. It's written. Go ahead.
How beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace
See?
and bring glad
So
tidings.
now you know who the real peacekeepers are, man.
That's it.
The peacemakers, man. Now, it's Louis Farrakhan. Oh, you know, like you got them rap niggas, they had a beef. Then the first thing they get Louis Farrakhan as a mediator. That ain't the fucking peacemaker, man. We the peacemakers.
Right.
Because we present you with the proper information that's going to bring you into good standing with your power, all right? Go finish that off.
It says, and bring glad tidings of good things.
Yeah, and that's the kingdom. And the Lord is now, we tell you that the Lord is now ready to receive you once more. That's beautiful, man. All right, so get what you got real quick.
This Proverbs 1 and 23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
Man, how the Lord doing that? Through us. Well, yeah, brothers that go in the word, brothers going to etymology. We thoroughly going into and making the words of Yahweh Shemashah known unto you, so that you could believe and so that you could trust in him, so that you might be saved. And even more than ever now, this is the time to lock in, man. You know, this is the time to cleave. Oh, it tell you that in Isaiah the 14th chapter, they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. We the house of Jacob, and you cleaving on to us. Just like we was cleaving on to the apostles, you know, and our teachers. So that's our branch, that's our tree, dude. The branch cleave to that branch cleave to the bigger branch, that branch to the tree, that tree to the root. All right? The house of David. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, let's go. What you got? Luke 6.
Yeah, this Luke 6 and 20. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said,
now, when you go into disciple, that word disciple go back to discipline, but it also translates to students. You got to remember, this dynamic is a dynamic between teacher and student. So the Lord said he looked upon his disciples or his students. Go ahead.
It says, and he said, blessed ye be, it's like a blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of the Most High.
And that's us, man. All right, we the poor. And we poor on all levels. Because that word poor just don't translate to riches. It translates to we don't have no strength in your hand.
Right.
Like somebody weak, they poor.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got strength to come up against Esau. We poor. See? You anemic. Look that word up. Go ahead.
It says, blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company.
And that happened to a lot of us, man. You know, you had men that said, oh, this dude bugging out, man. He was cool. You know, he'd go out to the club with us. He'd talk shit, come to Big Mama house, watch the game. Now he bugging out. And they separate themselves from you, man. But the Lord said we blessed for that. Because when you read Genesis, the 12th chapter, it gives you pretty much, it captures the way the Lord deal with his servants. He called Abram out of his father's house. You know? If you read Jeremiah 3rd chapter, it says, I will call two out of the family. Go ahead.
It says, and shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil.
Right, they talk shit about that nigga crazy, man. He evil, he wicked. You know? Right?
For the Son of Man's sake.
Yeah, we do. These things happen for the Son of Man's sake.
Yep.
Right?
It said, rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven, for in the like manner did their fathers and the prophets.
Go ahead.
But woe unto you that...
Now, if in a switch, and it's going to capture what's happening right now. Go ahead.
But woe unto you that are rich.
Yeah, woe unto you that are rich. You got these celebrities that's bugging out right now, right? Did not Yahweh call that? Woe unto you that are rich. Those of you who are well off, those of you who have the goods of this world, woe unto you, man. And we're in the beginning stages. You got Cardi B having a meltdown every other day. You know, you got these different stars. Oh, I was telling you, did y'all see Trick Daddy?
Oh yeah.
That fat nigga, he was going off. He was, hey man, this is the nigga said, I got clothes, I just got the cleaners, and man, they losing it, man. Woe unto you that are rich. Go ahead.
It said, but woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation.
See, when you go into the word consolation, it means console. So you was consoled with the riches of this world. You was consoled with having a new Bentley. You was consoled with being able to rock a damn high-end, you know, fashion, man. Top of the line clothes, designer clothes, Gucci. You know, and damn, you had cars and houses and everything at your disposal. You was consoled, but now we're in a time now where we being consoled. That's why we was talking about that last night. Like, man, every little thing got us chuckling, man. Yeah, go ahead.
It said, woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep.
See that?
That's it.
Yep, good.
Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you.
Right, and they're dealing with these stars. You got people breaking their neck to get a damn autograph. People reduce to tears when they see you. They want a hug. You know, the men speak well of you. Lord said, and that's the time we in now, though. It ain't good. You don't have the perks that you use that. What do it benefit you being a fucking star now when you at the house, man? And guess what's gonna happen? I'm saying this through the spirit. These people gonna start bum rushing you, man. They know that you at the house. They know you at the house now. Out there in Hollywood, them people know what Chris Brown and different people. You know, they do they little live at the house, and people know where you at.
They have tours and shit. What this is this house and that.
Yeah, they do that.
Sure.
Right there. I know they got beans at the house.
Yeah. It ain't gonna be about you, Chris. It's gonna be about the beans in the cabinet. And they gonna come in there and beat you to death, man. Raid the fridge. Gonna pull a ham on it. Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that take counsel, but not of me. and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit,
Yep.
that they may add sin to sin.
Yep.
It says that walk to go down unto Egypt,
Yep. And that's dealing with America. Go ahead.
and have not asked at my mouth.
Yeah, you haven't inquired of the prophets. You know, you don't see with these celebrities on the coming board. Well, they could be now,
Yeah.
you know, discreetly, but it's too late. It's too late now, man. But when the Lord had that door of mercy open, you didn't see them, hey, man, what should we do, man? You know what I'm saying? That's why you had the one celebrity that came up to the main camp, and he let it be known, like, oh, y'all the man of great millstone, right? That means he been knew what's up, man.
Right.
And now he want to let it be known when, you know, shit starting to
Right.
teeter out of control.
Right.
Yep, go ahead.
It says that walk to go down unto Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh,
Mm-hmm.
and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Yeah, you trust in America, man. Which again, a shadow is a very fickle thing. It's here today and gone tomorrow, man.
Right.
There's nothing. A shadow is the farthest thing from stability ever, man. Just watch a shadow. See if you could bet. You know what I mean? I bet you won't make a bet that your shadow will be here. I bet my shadow be right here. I bet you $20 my shadow be in there. You ain't gonna make that bet. And what causes the shadow to move? Light.
Yeah.
Light.
Yep.
See, there's knowledge, this light
Right.
is causing this shadow to be moved out of the way. The Lord leave examples, man. It's really simple. Everything is a teaching moment, man. Yeah, go ahead.
It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
See that? And the trust of Egypt gonna be your confusion. These people confused. Spirit of confusion has now rested on America. Whereas you had a motherfucker like Cardi B who came across like she had everything figured out, man.
Yep.
But now that everything is going to its proper lot. All right. Yep. So that was it over there. All right, come on.
God, Luke 6 and 26. It says, woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you.
Yeah, and they're dealing with these stars, these athletes across the board, man. Go ahead.
For so did their fathers to the false prophets.
Mm-hmm. Well,
It says, but I say unto you, which
that's all right. You know what that's about to go. That's a whole other class. So, yeah, what you got? Give me one more, real quick. Let me see. Give me Psalms 90. No, give me Psalms 94. And I'm trying to see where we can start at. Start at verse 10. We're going to read that.
All right, this Psalm 94 and 10. He that chasteneth the heathen, shall not he correct? He that teacheth man knowledge, shall not he know? The Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity. Blessed the...
Yeah, and when you deal with the place of America, this is what it's all about, man. You know, go ahead.
It says, blessed is the man whom thou chastenest, O Lord.
Yeah, we just read that. Did we just not read how I'm saying? Blessed is he who mourns, blessed is he who poor. But that's blessed is the man that's being chastened now. That's blessed is the man that don't have everything at his disposal. That's blessed is those amongst us believers. We don't have a damn mansion, you know? High-end, top-end cars and fashion. You got something up?
Yeah, come.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Proverbs 3 and 11. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction.
Yep, continue.
It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth.
Yeah, so you blessed. You know? Because the scripture tells you that we seem to die in the sight of men. We seem to be, you know, like we ain't got nothing in the sight of men. But in the eyes of the Lord, man, we blessed, man. Because we qualify to be exalted. You got to remember, this is the best time to be down. This is the best time to be low. Because what's next? You're going to be brought up, you know? All right, go ahead.
That is what Psalm 3, started verse 2. It said, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
Right, in the sight of these unwise people, they're like, okay, damn, I remember you used to be clean cut. Now you don't shave your face.
No edge up.
You ain't got no edge up. You looking grimy and rough. That's in the sight of the unwise, man. We seem to die. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, and their departure is taken for misery.
Right, because we ain't with them no more. We've departed, and they think we miserable.
God, yep.
Right?
And they're going from us to be utter destruction.
Right, they think we're going to utterly be destroyed. Yeah, it ain't. Oh, you think it's a future in that? You think it's a future with you with a damn, you know what I mean, apron, you know what I mean, and out reading the Bible? Ain't no future in that.
Apron.
This world promote, you got on a damn Gucci belt, pants sagging, Jordans. And, that's the future, Yeah. See, go ahead.
It says, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
See, but we are in peace. Go ahead.
It says, for though they be punished in the sight of men.
And that's the correction. In the sight of y'all, damn, I remember you used to be on, man. You have money, you be, well off, but now you catch a head. Good?
Yet is their hope full of immortality.
See, our hope is full of immortality, which is the kingdom. Our hope is becoming immortals, man. All right? Go ahead.
It says, and having been a little chastised.
Yeah, really, that goes with the Romans, the 8th chapter. We've been a little chastised. Go ahead.
They shall be greatly rewarded.
And we're going to be greatly rewarded. See it? Go ahead. More.
Yeah, for the Most High proved them.
Yeah, the Most High proved us because this is a process, a refining process, as the scriptures beautifully illustrates. We having the dross burnt off us. The old man is being burnt off, and we becoming new creatures in your house. Yeah.
It said, for the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself.
Those jewels. Yep. So go ahead.
God, this back in Psalm 94 in 12, it said, blessed is the man whom thou chastenest, O Lord, and teaches him out of thy law, that thou mayest give him rest.
Yep, see, that's it. And that rest we're gonna be rewarded on this side as well. A part of the reward is escaping the wrath of Yahweh by Shemel Shah, man.
Yep.
See? That's that rest. Go ahead.
That thou mayest give him rest from the days of adversity.
Oh, the days of trouble. The days of trouble is at hand. Go ahead.
Until the pit be digged for the wicked.
Yeah, until the Lord overthrow these devils, man. Go ahead.
For the Lord would not cast off his people.
His people, that's the elect right there. Go ahead.
Neither will he forsake his inheritance. That's it.
That's his jewels.
Joint heirs to your house.
Yeah. We those jewels. That's why the scriptures say the Lord compared us to like a grape in a cluster, where the man said, oh, some good grapes in there. Don't throw them all away. That's that inheritance. Go ahead.
It says, but judgment shall return upon
what verse that? 23?
Verse 15.
Okay, cut.
It said, but judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow it.
Upright in heart, man. So the Lord going to deliver those who sincerely desire mercy. The Lord is not judging on the outward man, as far as, you being perfect in the flesh. Go ahead.
It says, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Yep, go ahead.
Unless the Lord had been my help, my soul had almost dwelt in silence.
Go ahead. In the grave, really.
It says, when I said, my foot slippeth, thy mercy, O Lord, help me up. Help me up.
Go ahead.
In the multitude of my thoughts within me, thy comforts delight my soul.
And that's these scriptures. Right. We're being comforted as we speak, just reading the scriptures, man. And we see where these scriptures make sense. It applies to the time we're about to go into. Go ahead. The time we in. Right.
God, it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
See? And that's dealing with Esau, man. In America. Like we were saying through the Spirit, America is the throne for Esau. This is the throne of iniquity. And America's not going to have fellowship with us. You're not going to have people who subscribe to America in these live streams. They're not going to have fellowship with us, man. Go ahead.
God, it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? Which frame of mischief by law?
Yeah, right now we're going to martial law. See? Go ahead.
They gathered themselves together against the soul of the righteous.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. It's not they bringing. We going into the narration of what's happening right now, man. Is that this guy gathered 1 million troops over here? Man?
Yep.
Go ahead.
They gathered together against the soul of the righteous and condemned the innocent blood.
See that? Go ahead.
But the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness.
Yeah, and see, that's where we at right now. You saying the cut off. Man, the water coming to cut your water off. All right, then that sets off a sequence of events. Now you can't do something so as flush the toilet, man. Now you can't take a shower. You can't boil. You can't make no noodles. All right. Because the step was they cut your water off. Go ahead.
God, it says, yeah, the Lord our power shall cut them off.
Let's see, but the power of the Almighty is going to cut you off, man. And that's where we at. Which goes into the fall of Esau. This man has been cut off. His power source, which his power source is who? Yahweh Shemel Shah. The Lord was the source of your fucking power, whether you acknowledge it or not. Because the scripture tells you, is that Isaiah 47? What I think they talk about how they don't they look at themselves as being the most high.
Oh yeah, yep.
Get that, and somebody give me that. We ready to close. You got something?
Yeah, come on.
Give what you got and give me Isaiah 10 and 15. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 47 and let's see, verse 8. Verse 7 started, verse 7. It says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart.
Right. You didn't consider that coronavirus will come. Yeah, go ahead.
Neither didst thou remember the latter end of it.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasure, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Right, so they taking credit for what they accomplished. They don't get a credit to Yahweh Shemel Shah. Hey, even when it comes to the creation as complex, if you will, from a standpoint of, damn, this is an intricate system, the trees, the wind. Even from that aspect, these devils gave the credit to fucking Big Bang Theory, man. No, for real, man. You get angry, man. They gave the credit to the Big Bang Theory. Oh, and even when you say with the Mother Nature thing too, like with so-called natural disasters, these devils and their unwillingness to give credit to the Yahweh Shemel Shah, they come up with fucking Mother Nature, man. Hey, and I'm gonna tell you how crazy that even when it comes to like nature taking this so-called nature taking this course, you get older, they'll give that credit to Father Time, man. Instead
man.
See these devils, man. Anything but to say Yahweh Shemel Shah or God, even if you said God.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They can't even go there, right?
They can't go there. That's right.
Yeah, you got something?
Yeah, this is Psalm 14 and 1.
Yeah.
The fool has said in his heart, there is no power.
And that links up with Job the 30th chapter. They're the children of fools. So that proves that these fools right here through extrapolation gotta be Esau, the so-called white man. They're the only ones push out the idea of no God.
You want
to say something?
No.
Even the other nations push out the idea of a God, even as bugged out as they shit is, they might say they got their own little God. But not Esau. Go ahead.
It said, the fool have said in his heart, there is no power. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is
Who this talking about, man? Esau, man. Everything this devil has done could be considered an abominable work. From their delicacy, the food, their pastime, to what they deem to be sacred. These devils believe being a homosexual is sacred, man. Why you think they got the LGBTQ, man? They vehemently come up against the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. Fucking devils, man. Man, fuck you, man. We thank Yahweh Shemel Shah that this place is being overthrown, man.
That's right.
Go ahead. That was
it on that? It said, there is none that do good.
Yeah, not one of them devils do good, man. Go ahead.
Back in Isaiah 47 and 8, it says,
what's that else that's called? Oh, Isaiah 10. Go ahead.
It says, that joyless character that said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Yep, and that's their mentality. But go ahead, what's gonna
He
happen?
said, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
Yeah, suddenly, go ahead.
The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection.
Yeah, and that perfection goes into the end. You know, if you're watching a movie, you don't get the perfection of that movie until the end. You can't say you had the perfect understanding of that movie till you watch the end of it. Give a damn how much you were paying attention. If you missed the end of it, you ain't got the perfect understanding. Right?
It said, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
And you know the scriptures always give them the reason why. So that's justice. All right, so give me that real quick. 10, 15, yeah.
Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 15. Shall the axe boast itself against him that him therewith?
Right, so the so-called white man would be the axe. Who was the one that's hewing? Yahweh Shema outside.
Right.
Meaning what the Lord gave you your power. So now we're in the time where the Lord is cutting that power off. See? Go ahead.
It says, or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it, as if the rod should shake itself against them that lift it up, or as if the staff should lift up itself as if it were no wood.
Right, so these are different weapons that would be rendered useless unless somebody took it in their hand. So that's the same with the so-called white man, which the so-called white man is with the sword.
Right.
So he have no power unless Yahweh Shema Shai was behind it. See? So now the Lord, since you didn't acknowledge it, which the Lord, you weren't going to stand power no way, but to add insult to injury, you didn't even acknowledge it. So, man, the Lord is taking that power away, and it's going to be taken away. And there's nothing you can do with it.
That's right.
Do about it, man. All right, so you got something?
Nah,
Anybody else got something?
Yeah, I got some.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Job 21 and 17. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out?
Oh, that's it. Read that again.
It's Job 21 and 17. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out?
Yeah, the candle of the wicked put out. Go ahead. Your power, your light, the power off. Yeah, the light man, yeah. But that's what they're going into. Your power cut off, man. I cut you off. Like I'm your supplier, now I cut off the work. Go ahead.
This is how oft is the candle of the wicked put out, and how oft cometh their destruction upon them.
Yeah, see that. Woo! Now the destruction is coming upon them. Go ahead.
It says the Most High distribute sorrows in His anger.
Yeah, and that's the mirth and joy of this place is now being replaced with sorrow, man, and mourning, man. Okay. Yep, you got more of that?
No, that's it.
Hey, so that's pretty much it. We'll end with that. You know, these type of sins right here, man, getting on these devils and the time we in and prophecy in itself, y'all know, man, we can go. This could be a marathon, you know. But, you know, as the word, the spirit has did what it do, you know, accomplished what it was set out to do. And again, man, may Yahweh Shema Shai bring a speedy, which, hey, we can't ask for no more than what's going on now, man.
Right.
The Lord has stepped in on our behalf. And he's overthrowing this place, man. Right. Witnessing the fall of your enemies. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Right.
All right? So you got to thank Yahweh Shema Shai. So with that, I want to end out by giving all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash.
Double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the laborers out there as well as you believers that subscribe to this truth. You know, may Yahweh Shema Shai keep. Till next time, Shalom.
Shalom. DTA, Abba, Abba.